Welcome to Creator You.
Let's get into OPA strategy number 1. Remember, OPA stands for other people's audiences. Can I get a shout? You excited? Because I sure as heck am. This is number 1, YouTube influencers. I know. Listen, this might sound like something that only very niche businesses do. But the reality is, in my opinion, this is one of the most untapped sources of freaking free, amazingly specific, niche down, golden traffic. And I've seen it over and over and over again, because one of the awesome things about running a membership site with over 1,000 members is that I get to coach people from all walks of life, from all different businesses in literally 42 different countries on how to leverage the internet to grow based on their specific business. And so I get to see so many stories and hear from our members constantly. And that's why I wanted to share Pat's story with you. So Pat has this awesome product called, I can't remember the name exactly actually, but it's this affordable light stand stabilization system. So Pat's a photographer. He developed this system where he was just unhappy with the way that light stands were designed and how you had to constantly have like stand weights on them to hold them steady while you're shooting outside, and then the wind would like knock over the light stand. So anyway, he designed this really interesting gadget. And he came into the business lunch. He was like, listen, Kim, I don't know how the heck to market this thing. I don't have a social media presence. I can't afford to spend paid ads because right now everything I'm making from my photography business is going into, paying for my bills. How do I actually get this thing out there? And I said, you know what, Pat? I think that one of the best things you could do is go leverage some OPAs. Go get yourself some YouTube influencers who would be willing to review your product in exchange for just, the free product. You go send them the free product, ask for a review, no strings attached, no pressure, and see what happens. So Pat actually went, he did his homework, he hustled like crazy. And the first day this video came out, this is, if you are in the photography niche and you know who Curtis Judd is, he's this amazing, amazing photographer. He also, does a lot of light and sound, I believe. I could be wrong if he's a photographer or not, but I don't know. I watch his tutorials coincidentally, and I think he's super awesome. But this video was actually published 3 years ago, and Pat's product was $35, right? $35 product. Within a week of this video going live, where he briefly mentions this product and briefly reviews it. This is not a dedicated review. As you can see, the title says 3 tools for filmmakers. He reviews 2 other tools in addition to Pat's. Pat made $2,200 in 1 week. So he got a ton of sales, literally zero exposure, absolutely no social media following, no list, and no way of actually promoting through paid ads. And I just want to share this story because this gave Pat so much momentum. It gave him so much encouragement and excitement about getting his product out there. And then he started working with more and more influencers. So you can do the math. If this is what happened within 1 week, can you imagine, right, how much this video continues generating for Pat's business 3 years later? So it's something that's really, really underutilized in the digital marketing space, and a strategy that frankly is underutilized, it's undertapped. A lot of larger corporations know about this and they definitely exploit it. But small business owners, we need to be, helping other small business owners. And that's what these influencers are. They have such amazing communities that are so engaged, and it's something that we don't utilize. So this is what Pat's strategy looked like, right? Very, very simple. He got a bunch of people to do product reviews. Actually, I told him this. I said, hey, I want you to make a list of 20 to 30 YouTube influencers who are in the product photography space, right? And would be willing to do this for you. He didn't pay them a cent. All he said was, hey, if you like the product, would you mind mentioning it in one of your videos? He was not pushy. And they did it because this creates a lot of content for them, exposes their audiences to helpful products, and they can also keep the product. So that's something to keep in mind. And this is what the strategy looked like, right? Product review, boom, through video. And if you don't know anything about YouTube, it's a search engine, right? So the more time goes by, usually the more and more views a video will get. So it actually is content that gets better over time, that generates more traffic over time. And frankly, I can't see a better strategy than this one when it comes to just getting the word out there about your product. So you go from product review to your SAM card page, right? Very simple. If you don't have a sales page, that's fine. SAM card has you covered. You could also just have a combo of your sales page and a SAM card page. That's what we do. And from there, people actually give you their money. It's that simple. Literally 3 steps, 1, 2, 3. Product review, link in the description of that product, and then kind of going into the actual SAM card page, as well as the exchange of value, which is the sale. Simple, straight to the point, and so effective. Now, something that Pat did that was really smart and kind of like a little bit of an advanced strategy or a little bonus strategy is he actually gave Curtis a 15% discount so that he could give that to his audience with a code, and that way they were getting an extra incentive. So you can see here, Curtis added it in the description of the video, and the rest is kind of, self-explanatory, very simple. So how can you implement this into your own business? Really, 3 steps is all you need to do. Number 1, make a list of 20 to 40 YouTube influencers in your niche. And this is not hard to do. And of course, keep in mind that not every single business is going to have a big enough niche on YouTube. So again, don't stress out about it. If you see that there's 4 or 5 influencers on YouTube in your niche, that's good enough. I'm trying to go volume because I know that these influencers are super busy, especially if they have a larger audience. They are used to being compensated for reviewing products. And so you want to be strategic about the way that you go about this. So if you can reach out to 20 to 40 influencers, you could probably expect at least 5 of them to get back to you and actually create some kind of review, which I think is amazing. Step number 2. Just as important, I want you to reach out with an offer to send them your product for free in exchange for no strings attached review. Now, if you want an even better chance of them saying yes, you can actually offer, a discount code for their audience, some kind of bonus, or even a cut of the commission, right? So if you really want to make this sure that they're going to say yes, you could totally do all 3, right? Again, no pressure here. I'm just giving you ideas as to what you could do so that hopefully you feel inspired. And last, you're going to add in a bonus or discount specifically for their audience. I think this is a must just because it at least shows that you want to take care of that creator's audience, and that's something that they've worked really, really hard to achieve and that they're going to always protect. So be mindful of that. Now, in the resource section, we have sent the SAM card team a quick template of what kind of pitch you can send to influencers, whether that's on YouTube or other platforms. We've just created a basic template that you can actually go through so that I know I'm going to get the question, okay, but how do I even reach out? How do I get started? So we're going to make it super pragmatic. Here's kind of what you do. And again, I don't want you copying this word by word. Be creative. You're an entrepreneur. You got this. I do not want you copying this word by word. And of course, I want you to tweak it based on your business. But this is just the basic gist, right? Hey, blank, right? YouTuber, be truthful. This is important. I run a YouTube channel. I get pitches literally every day, dozens of times. So I know when someone has actually watched my content and when someone has not. So make sure to go watch a couple videos, get acquainted with that person's audience. Plus that it's great research for knowing whether or not they're the right fit for your product. So I've been watching a few of your videos lately and I love all the value you're bringing to your audience around the topic of blank. Was watching your video on X topic this week and thought what you shared about blank, right? Insert your real perspective, was very blank, powerful, interesting, cool, whatever, you actually thought about it. So I run X company and I'd love to partner with you because I think your audience might find our product super helpful and would also present you with the opportunity to monetize more of your content if you believe we're a good fit. Again, you're only going to add the part about monetizing more of your content if you're going to offer them a commission on top of, the discount or the review. And you don't have to do both, but it would be, I think it's important to do that. We'd love to send you a no strings attached package that sets out the product and a 25% commission. Again, that's totally arbitrary on all sales. If you like it and want to review it on your channel, there are no requirements or strings attached, and we won't be controlling your creative, meaning the actual production of the video, or how you speak about the product. So this is just, again, a breaking, like an icebreaker kind of message, just sharing your intentions, talking about who you are. If you want to add more personality, even better, just don't make it overly long, because these influencers get so many freaking emails. I don't want you to get lost in the shuffle. Now, we also added in that template a follow-up email if they messaged you back, as well as an FAQ on kind of what you should include for them to understand about the arrangement. So really important here, something to think about. All right, so now let's talk about the pros and cons about this first strategy. This is perfect for physical products. Seriously, guys, like, it is ridiculous how easy you can make just passive income through other people's channels and other people's audiences, those OPAs. But it's also great for course creators and software as a service company or SaaS. So let's say that you have a tool or some kind of, software that you want people to get access to, offer people a trial or offer them, a discount, or if you're a course creator, have an influencer review your course, with their honest feedback and give them a cut of the sales. All of these things are things that you could totally leverage and stack on top of your marketing strategy if you have an existing one, or just crush it if you're just getting started with this one strategy. It also will generate revenue for you for years to come, right? We've talked about this. The longevity of YouTube videos is ridiculous and unmatched. It really is. You will continue to see growth in traffic, growth in clicks, growth in sales year after year, which is amazing, especially if that influencer continues to put out new content, if they continue to grow their audience, if they continue to grow their influence. Now, here are the cons. It's a hustle. But what isn't, right? Like, that's the truth. You got to work for this. You got to put in the time and the energy. But here's a really interesting thing that I want to know, especially for listeners who are a little bit more advanced in their business. And here's the thing. You can totally outsource this to a virtual assistant or someone on your team that can actually help in scouting these influencers, managing the communication, pitching, sending them follow-ups, figuring out, calendar dates, because you want to make sure that you're paying attention, like all the links are correct to the day that they go live with their video. All those things are really important. And so I just wanted to kind of give you that perspective. Okay. And so the last important, or not the last one, but the one previous to the last, is that, guess what? This works for all different types of platforms. It's not just for YouTube. You could totally do this with Instagram, especially micro influencers, people who haven't actually made it to the top yet, but still have amazing engagement. We're seeing more and more and more larger corporations and businesses go after those micro influencers because the stats show that they're more effective at moving, people in their audience to becoming actual buyers because they have a smaller audience. And that means that there's more trust, more intimacy. Super, super key here. Bloggers, great niche, especially if you have courses or even services. Podcasters, oh my goodness. That is like amazing. And then TikTok influencers, right? New, but totally legit. So all of these different types of platforms have their own little modalities and their different intricacies, little things that might be different here and there, but the overall strategy is the exact same. Literally, I would tell you to go and do the exact same thing I told you to do for YouTube. I would pitch the same way. I would just change, obviously, the wording, and I would build those relationships. And then also think about the fact that you can start working with micro influencers and then build those relationships. And maybe down the line, when you actually start monetizing, you can sponsor an episode, or you can sponsor one of their content pieces, or you can, buy an ad spot in their feed. All of these things will help. It's a win-win situation for the influencer, right? Because they're monetizing their content, but they want to work with people who actually have integrity. And so when you are a smaller brand, it's easier to control that customer experience and to provide that awesome synergy between a influencer and someone else's, right, audience, as well as kind of your environment and what you provide in terms of value. So something to keep in mind. Now, last but not least, I want to share some recruiting tips. This is what is key here. When you're recruiting your YouTubers and your bloggers and your Instagrammers and your TikTokers, don't go for the big boy influencers in the industry just yet. I don't really think it's a good strategy to go for people who have 4 million followers, 4 million subscribers, because they're used to signing big, brand deals. I'm talking hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, ongoing contracts. They have agents. They've made it, right? And so you probably won't get a response back, although occasionally they will actually help the little guy. And that's really awesome. It's a way for them to give back. But start with someone who's like a tier down, right? Who's like still has good follower count, but it's not just about the follower count. It's about the engagement. So even someone who just has maybe like less than 10,000 Instagram followers or YouTube subscribers is still an amazing person to work with if they have the engagement, because then that means they have a smaller community and they can actually generate a lot of sales in a short amount of time. So that's really key. The more niche, the better. This is key, right? You want to work with someone who really understands your space and whose ideal clients you want to reach. That's really, really key. And then build the relationship, right? Don't be a jerk. Like, people are people. Influencers are people too. You're building a business relationship. Be professional, build the relationship, actually show up legitimately. I don't want you messaging people from like some freaking private Instagram account or some shoddy Gmail email. Get yourself a website, get yourself a URL, at the very least, have your SAM cart pages ready, polished, looking good. Take some professional photography, even if it's with your phone, like YouTube that stuff. You can take amazing pictures with your phone. Make sure that your stuff looks legit, okay? And then I want you to think about outsourcing the communication and recruitment at some point, right? Outsource that to a VA or to an intern or to someone else on your team, as we've talked about. As you grow, as you make that money, you can start doing bigger things, which is really exciting. And that's something you might want to present as you're building the relationship with that influencer. Let them know, hey, I want to work with you long term. Right now, we're just getting started, so we're really small and our budget is small, but we would love to work with you long term. And hopefully we would have a synergistic relationship, assuming you like our product. So let's move on to OP strategy number 2. How are we feeling? Are you excited? Are you hanging in there? Are you seeing the possibilities? I hope that you are, because this stuff is legit and there's very few people actually doing this in our space and doing it right. So strategy number 2, social media takeovers or interviews, whatever floats your boat. Mainly on Facebook and Instagram, but this can happen everywhere. I'm talking YouTube, podcast. You could do this on blogs. But because we're mainly focused on the video aspect, I think that's the fastest way of making you some sales. We're really just going to focus on Facebook and Instagram. But again, think about YouTube, think about TikTok. All those platforms will also work. So here's Allie's story. Allie's one of my students and she's a little shy. So this isn't her actual picture. And her name's not actually Allie. We kind of disguised it a little bit just because she requested it and I wanted to honor her wishes. But this is her story. She had this amazing, or has this amazing one-on-one financial coaching company. She was starting from scratch, leaving her corporate job, and her packages for coaching started at $7.99 to $9.99. Allie, through Facebook and Instagram takeovers, literally launched and made $21,000 in 1 month. And guess what? She keeps doing it every other month. She's on her hustle game, showing up, showing face, and really building those relationships with other people in her industry who have bigger audiences while she built her own audience. So one of the cool things as I was talking to her that she mentioned was that as she's doing these social media takeovers, is not just growing her business and making her money and making her direct sales, it's actually also growing her social media, it's growing her email list, and slowly but surely she's able to sustain the clients that she generates inbound, right? And she doesn't have to hustle as much. So she's only been doing it for a year, but she's having massive success. And I'm so, so proud of her. So this is how Allie does her thing. This is how I coached her to do this thing. And it worked like gangbusters. So number one, she shows up someone else's platform and she shares education or she demos a product. In this case, she's a service, right? So if you have a product, you could demo your product, you can talk about the benefits, all those things are important. But if you are a service-based business or you are an expert or you have a course, education is your game, baby. So you're going to be educating people. Then, and here's the important part, on Instagram and Facebook, sales happen, or at least with takeovers and with live video or just with IG TV or just with like freaking Facebook Watch. Really, where she's seeing the most amount of sales and where we're seeing the most amount of sales generated is through DMs. It's moving people to DMs or chat and then sending them to a SAM card page or a sales page, right? Super key, super important. You're not going to be sending people directly to the URL. You're going to send them to a DM. So as you're presenting, as you're sharing your know-how, as you're dropping some awesome knowledge bombs and just propelling your authority to new heights to that audience, you're actually telling them to ask you questions via DMs. And you could do it one of two ways. Usually if you're doing a takeover, that means that you're allowed to kind of take over that platform for the day. And so you can message people, you can follow up with them via DM. You can do this as well on Facebook through chat if they're, a Facebook page, assumingly they are, or you can just have people DM and chat you over on your page. Now, most effective thing is for them to DM and chat you right on that person's profile. But I understand you can't always do that. The key here is we're moving them to action through DMs or chat, not directly through a URL. And that's what is making the biggest difference when it comes to making sales on IG and Facebook. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to identify where your audience hangs out, and then you're going to find the key players in that industry. Then you're going to take it a level down. You're not going to go for the celebrities. You're going to go for people who have established audiences, but are not just mainstream yet and are still kind of in the hustle themselves, are willing to do collaborations. They see the value in bringing you on as an expert, and maybe they get a commission from the sales that you actually, have to the audience. And that way they allow you to be a little bit more aggressive with your pitch. But then you build those relationships, right? You don't have to message everybody in one day and kind of push it down their throat. No, just build a relationship, right? Start following them, say hello, watch their content, comment on their stuff, and then start building the relationship. And then pitch them on coming on their social platform, right? Ideally via video. So this is the most effective when you can go live, or you could do Instagram TV, or you could do even just like a Facebook Watch, even if it's pre-recorded or Facebook Live. That's where it's the hottest. So ideally you want your host to let everyone know that, you're going to be coming on the platform, you're going to do an official takeover for the day, and you're going to be sharing your insight on topic X. That is the key here. Then we got to take in consideration the pros and the cons. And I promise we're going to talk about some selling tips, but here's what you need to know. Perfect the demoing of your physical products if you're going to go live and actually showcase a physical product, right? If that's your business. Now you're selling a service and you're pitching a course, this is made for you. If you have an education element to your business, whether you are, let's say that you're selling seeds, so you can go into these awesome gardening channels and just show people, how to actually plant seeds correctly and all the things that they need to know about seasons and, all the hardy versus, what are they called? Hardy zones versus something else zones. Anyway, if you're into gardening, you know what I'm talking about. You can just share all that know-how, but perfect that process. If you're selling a service and you want to give people so much value and show them, everything that they need to do, and if they want you to do it for them, which is the majority of people, by the way, boom, they can hire you. Same with pitching courses, right? You can talk about your subject of expertise and then talk about the next step being your course. Really important. Now, the other pro of this is that this is a short, high energy marketing sprint, meaning you don't have to think of this as something that you have to do month in and month out if you don't want to, right? You could totally do this every quarter. You could do this twice a year, depending on where you're at in your business. Just plug it into your marketing strategy accordingly. The cons is it's a hustle, right? It's time consuming. You got to prep. You got to make sure that you're following up. And there's that follow-up involved where you're communicating with people, sending them links, encouraging them to DM you and chat with you. All super important touch points when you're making a sale. And so finally, here are some selling tips. Again, I just can't say this enough. Y'all, the sales are in the follow-up. So ask people to chime in with questions and DM you if they're interested in your product, program, service. Follow up, right? Maybe you can even do a takeover on stories and then have question prompts on Instagram. And anyone who answers the question or participates in your poll, you can actually start a DM with them. Just chat with them, start a conversation, get in front of your people. I'm telling you, Allie crushed it, and you can do it too. The next thing and final thing is to foster the conversation with integrity and send them a link to your Sam card page, right? Have that link handy. Make sure that you're being respectful, that you're asking questions, that you're listening to them instead of jumping to like, hey, buy my stuff. Actually have a conversation like a real human, right? That's what's missing in the online space, and it's what people are craving. So super important. All right, moving on to the final OPA. I was going to say APA. OPA strategy. It's the affiliate army, y'all. It's that affiliate game. And actually, that's been our strategy. So we sell courses on our membership site, and our products range, our monthly product, the business launch specifically, ranges from $99 a month to $2,999. We offer affiliates 30% commissions, and these are recurring commissions if they refer a monthly member, and they're a standard commission if they refer a lifetime member. And this is the affiliate revenue we bring in every single month. So it's extremely profitable, a strategy that I would highly recommend every single person deploys. And honestly, we haven't really pushed our affiliate program as we should. We're building that up next year even more. And because we have so many customers, they've just become our affiliates because they love our product. And that's a key. Remember when we talked about creating products that your people actually love, and not creating products, not finding customers for your products, but actually creating products for your customers, like Seth Godin was talking about. This is proof in the pudding, y'all. This is what I'm talking about. You can totally leverage this, and don't get it twisted, right? We didn't make $15,000 a month the first month we launched the business launch. That just didn't work. We worked at it for a couple of years, and it's been a process of building and perfecting. And quite frankly, we're getting ready to do a really big push next year. So you could totally do this as well. If you have existing customers, or if you're just getting started, recruit your freaking affiliate army. It's massive. If you look at any of the big industry players in the online space, they're crushing it with affiliates. And that's really a simple way of bringing in monthly recurring revenue, or just, crushing it with a launch. So affiliate traffic basically can come from anywhere your affiliate wants to send people from. And then they have a specific URL, right, that tracks their unique traffic. They send that traffic to your Sam cart page or your sales page, or a combination of both, and then you generate sales. It's that simple. Now, the cool thing is with Sam cart, you actually have an entire affiliate platform, an affiliate dashboard that comes integrated with some of the more advanced plans. So if you're not on that plan already, highly recommend upgrading. Basically, it's all in there for you. All the sales tools that you will need to make this happen are integrated. And that's why I love me some Sam cart. Been a customer for 5 years, and I preached it from the rooftops. Love this company. I love what they stand for, and I constantly talk about how much they've helped our brand grow. So make use of this. These tools are here for you. So here are a couple affiliate army tips. Again, right? Kind of moving into everything we've talked about before, you're going to figure out who the key players in your industry are. Look one level down and begin to build those relationships. You can pitch them on collaborations, like maybe invite them to your podcast first, or have them create, something that's of value. Find out what's valuable to them and then build that relationship, whether it's giving them an awesome review or buying one of their products and becoming an awesome success story for them. Figure out exactly how you want to build those collaborations and then get them to try your product or even apply for your affiliate program if they're actually interested in promoting it. Fostering those relationships is what's going to allow you to have top tier affiliates. And at the beginning, you can just start with whoever is interested in becoming an affiliate and go from there, right? Build it with your customers, build it with friends and partners and vendors and anyone who wants to collaborate and contribute with you. Because really, when we work together as entrepreneurs, we can take over. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. All right. So here are pros and cons of building your affiliate army. And per usual, we have more pros than cons. The first pro is that this is perfect for online courses and memberships, and it's even great for physical products. There's many physical product programs that have awesome affiliate programs. SaaS also does really well. Digital products do really well. But I didn't want to mention everyone because I always get pushback on that. Just letting you know. Most everyone, most every industry has some kind of affiliate program, which is awesome. I mean, think about Amazon. Like, they have one of the biggest affiliate programs, if not the biggest affiliate program. And they sell all kind of things. They sell audiobooks and digital downloads, and they sell subscription services, and they sell physical products. So keep that in mind. And then if done correctly, it's the gift that keeps on giving, y'all. I'm talking your affiliates will continue sending traffic to your Samcar pages, to your website, to that order form, and you're going to continue to make sales if you nurture that relationship consistently. So here are the cons, right? It's time consuming in the beginning, but everything is. Just obviously keep that in mind. And then you want to communicate routinely with your affiliates. So just remember that relationships need to be fostered over time. So it's not a set it and forget it kind of deal. Yes, you do have occasionally to continue, talking to your affiliates, talk to them about what's coming next, all the cool things that you have in the works, important, and just something to think about. So I hope that you're seeing all the many possibilities and how you can take all of these awesome tools, put them in your toolbox and just crush it. Even if you don't have, the ability of purchasing Facebook ads or any kind of paid advertising right now, or if you don't have a big email list or an audience, there's so much you can still do. So I wanted to throw in 2 quick bonus items in this presentation because we haven't even touched on this, but I'm sure that there's going to be some cool training around this somewhere here in the knowledge base. So check that out with Samcard. But order bumps and one-time upsells have been so critical for our business. It's one of the things that has made us a lot of money and has allowed us to look at, sometimes 10xing our profitability. So really important. Thinking about adding something like an order bump, which is an extra product. Some people call it a cross sale, that you can layer onto your order form. And if you're doing affiliate marketing, if you're doing influencer marketing, or if you're doing any kind of OPA strategy, other people's audiences, throwing in there an order bump is going to generate more profit for you. And it's also, if you are, sharing that profit, if you're giving, that other person a cut, it'll also increase their commission, which is awesome. So for us, having order bumps, in different types of funnels increases our average conversion rate by about 35%. So we get about 35% of people who purchase the original product also purchase the order bump. And this is ranging from, order bumps that are very inexpensive like this one, which is $37, to order bumps that are $99. So keep that in mind. It's also increased our average order value by about 33%, which is crazy, y'all, right? Especially when you're running a 7-figure business, that's a lot of money. And so I really want to keep that in mind for you. When you're starting out, your average order value is key, right? two important metrics, lifetime value and average order value. If you don't know about those, go listen to the 5-Minute Marketing Podcast by Brian Moran, right? Co-founder of Samcart. Check out the knowledge base. They have so many resources that teach you and train you. Check out their YouTube channel on what these terms are and how you can leverage them. And then we've actually added from 25 to 35%, depending on the month, 25 to 35% more revenue to our bottom line, meaning total gross profit, right? Just by having an order bump, really key. And then if we add one-time upsells, that's even more, right? So we sell other products ranging from $99 to $300 as our upsells. And we'll continue to up and increase that, percentage as well. So for us, one-time sales convert from 20 to 25%. It's increased our monthly recurring revenue by 10 to 20% month after month, which is amazing if you have a business model where monthly recurring revenue is so key, right? It is, you live and die by it kind of thing. And that also accounts for 15 to 20% extra revenue every single month. That's revenue that we would not have if we didn't have the ability of doing, one-click upsells and order bumps. And these are all amazing features that Samcart provides. And I'm sorry if I'm sounding overly salesy. I'm not trying to sell you on this. Like you're already here. I'm just trying to get you hyped for the possibility. I have grown my business through this model the past 5 years, and I can tell and attest that this is an incredibly powerful tool that not enough entrepreneurs are using. So get familiar with Samcart, understand the features, and then layer on these organic traffic strategies to just crush it in your business. So excited for you. Hope you're taking tons of notes. And this is basically it. I'll see you in the outro. All right, so I hope that you're feeling totally pumped to actually get to work implementing these strategies and start driving some organic traffic to your Samcart pages, start monetizing, and start growing your online empire. And hey, if you have any questions about how to implement these strategies into your business model, your industry, or your niche, come over to Instagram and hit me up. We're at Kim Ann Jimenez, and I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what were your biggest takeaways, or answer any questions that you might have, or just say hello. Don't forget, we're all rooting you on in this amazing entrepreneurship journey. You got everything that it takes to continue growing and learning and just taking on your own little corner of the internet. I'm so excited to continue supporting you, and thank you so much to Samcart for having me. All right, that's it from me. Un beso. Bye for now.